Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I'm out here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, about to do the review of something that has not even been released yet. Yes, in fact, it's going live for sale at the end of the month, and this is going to be appealing for all the Glock fans out there, kind of like myself. Alright, so if you guys know, I'm carrying a Glock 48 on a daily basis. This is my EDC, this is my concealed carry gun, and you know, Glock 48 or Glock 43X, if you're a fan of those, they are only limited with 10 rounds in the magazine, right? Plus one in the chamber. But there is a solution out there. There was a solution out there from a company called Shield Arms with their S15 magazines, and that's in fact what I have right now in my handgun. Shield Arms steel magazine with 15 instead of same exact size. In fact, it's lighter than the original stock Glock magazine, and it carries 15 rounds, so you have extra 5 rounds, which is absolutely fantastic. In fact, I think the ergonomics are better because it's steel. Obviously, it's just pretty much in every way it is better. So they had the generation 2 out for some time. It's popular. There were some talks about some complaints that the would not lock back on the last round. I personally never happened to me, but Shield Arms, they have addressed that issue and they have released generation 3. All right, and they sent me that to do a review on, to see if it's well, first of all, if it's any better than the generation 2, which I think is already fantastic. But since they addressed the issue, we will do some testing right now, and we will see if they were able to resolve that. So, probably be hard to spot the difference between the two, but check this out. Pretty much exactly the same, although you do have some extra spacers here at the back. From the side, they're almost identical, but there is a little bit of a difference in where the mag release catches on to the magazine. All right, from this side they're practically exactly the same, and their plates are practically exactly the same, and at the top they're practically exactly the same, although one of them, the generation 3, as you can see, is just a tiny little bit taller. And this thing right here should be what helps us to resolve the problem with that last round, the slide not locking back, because this is what locks the slide back on the last round. So I do have some ammo here, 9mm ammo from CCI, my go-to for the range days. Cheap quality ammo, Blazer, 115 grain. Let's load up some 5 rounds. Make sure I put it in generation 3. Yep, generation 3. Do some shooting. And then we will talk about the magazine. We'll talk about the advantages, obviously, over the OEM, besides the extra 5 rounds. I mean, that is a huge advantage, honestly. I think that's one of the things right now that, if you take Glock 48, especially for a person, like myself, my sidearm is Glock 17, my concealed carry is Glock 48. If you told me right now, okay, you need to go and you need to carry and you need to be prepared to engage, and whatever gun what is your option, right? If it was a concealed carry that I had to carry on me concealed, it would be Glock 48. And if it was a sidearm that I can actually carry, whether it's OWB or whatever, drop sight, something like that, that would be Glock 17. Okay, so that would be my choice for sure. And knowing that, this is the gun that I would pick for my concealed carry purposes, compared to everything else that is in the same lineup, the subcompact, something that you can easily conceal carry, and there's a lot of options out there right now. There's some great options from Smith & Wesson. There's absolutely fantastic options from 6 Hour, like 6 Hour P365X Macro, absolutely fantastic gun. There is a Springfield Hellcat Pro, absolutely fantastic gun. All of these other guns from other manufacturers out there, they have advantage over Glock because they are double stacked and Glock is single stack. Now, of course, you do have maybe possibly a little bit of more reliability, because single stack, you can't beat it. Single stack will always be more reliable than double stack, unless of course we're talking about the 1911 and then everything gets too tight and it jams. You get the point. 5 rounds more, better than 5 rounds less. That's the point. Okay, so we got the magazine in there. Let's do some shooting. As you can see, unfortunately my target's completely destroyed, so I'll attempt hitting the tree. See if I can do that with my Glock. I should, but we'll find out. Alright, and the last one, it finally decided to turn. To the double kick it. And as you can see, lock back on the last round without any problems. Although I have to say, I have not personally had a problem where it did not lock back on the last round with the Generation 2 either. So I will still carry the Generation 2 probably as my secondary magazine, just in case. I have one of these mag holders from Alien Gear. Great little concealed carry too. Just put it either in the front, which is nice. I do like it, kind of like a competition style carrying. And yeah, it's a pretty good setup. So let's do some 5 more rounds, and then we will talk about, let's see, this is Generation 2. It's very easy to confuse them because they're very, very similar looking. And this is Generation 3. Kind of get judged by the spacers, and a little bit taller follower over here. There's slight difference in inserting the magazine. Let's actually, before I do some shooting, talk about that right now. So Generation 2, when you're inserting the magazine, you kind of have that very subtle click, which is very, very important if you're doing a tactical reload. And if you're interested to see the difference between emergency reload and the tactical reload, I actually have a video on it. Check it out. Maybe you'll find it helpful. I don't know, for a lot of people it really doesn't matter, but I do like to get very deep into the art of firearms combat. So to me it's interesting. So if that kind of stuff is interesting to you, maybe you'll find it interesting as well. Now this is Generation 3, and check this out. See if you can spot the difference. Okay, so you definitely have a more audible click, but just not only the audible click, you also have a much more pronounced feel when the magazine is clicked into place. All right, and that's important, especially like I said, during the tactical reload, which looks something like this. Let me put my this, right? This in here. So you're doing your shooting. Obviously this, lock back on the last round, you're doing, oh, well, you know, that's the thing though. On a tactical reload, you really don't wait for the slide to lock back on the last round. You know, you place a few shots, you neutralize this threat. Now it's time to do the tactical reload. You take out your full magazine and you take out the, not empty magazine, but few rounds less magazine. You get the new magazine in. You heard that very nice audible click, all right? But that was the Generation 2. Check out the Generation 3 now. Same thing, tactical reload. Much more pronounced click, and at the same time, much more feel. You know that the magazine is locked into place. And this is a very, very important, and again, for some people it might be like, really, it doesn't matter. But it is very important because a lot of times when you smash the magazine in, there's a chance that it did not get all the way in, and then you get into the firing position and the magazine falls out. All right, that's a huge advantage of the tactical reload, where you actually click the magazine into place. And with the Generation 3, the click is more pronounced. It is just better. Now, in general, it doesn't matter between which, whether it's the second generation or the third. The advantage of the Shield Arms magazine over the stock Glock magazine is that it does have, as you can see, some grips at the bottom plate. And again, it might not seem like a big deal, but if you are doing this tactical reload, it's much easier to catch it with your palm and a pinky finger right here, pulling it out and getting another one in. And it's a big difference between that. It's a big difference when you're doing that click. So for tactical reloads, Generation 2 and Generation 3, that's going to be a big difference. So if it matters to you, you'll definitely appreciate the Generation 3 more. So let's do some 5 more rounds. See if I can do a better job this time shooting them flappy pedals on the tree, better than last time. And then we'll try to come up with a more or less reasonable conclusion for this review. Although honestly, I did come to the conclusion for this particular product a while ago. So I'm actually glad that Shield Arms reached out. Shield Arms, if you guys are watching, appreciate sending me this brand new Generation 3 magazine, because now I'm gonna have extra magazine on me. So I already have one extra, which is a 20 rounder. So I'm gonna have 15 rounds in the handgun, plus 1 in the chamber. I'll have another 15 round magazine, and then another 20 round magazine. Yeah, that's 50 rounds, 51, because why not? Okay, so let's do, yeah, some flappy pedal shooting. I think I could have done a better job, but at least I was able to hit it, unlike sometimes. So, let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about the Generation 3 Shield Arms magazine? By the way, if you are getting it, I probably should have mentioned it earlier in this review or comparison, or whatever you want to call it. Make sure to get yourself one of these. This is the mag catch, mag release, and this is actually a steel one. You will have to replace it. Why? Because if you do use the plastic, the polymer stock mag catch, mag release from the stock, it will wear it out. Why? Because obviously now it's steel against plastic, so you don't want that. And I already have the steel installed on my Glock 48. So like I said, let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this review? What do you think about the Generation 3 Shield Arms? If you're interested in getting them, they should be going for sale at the end of this month, beginning of next month. I'm not sure, but just check it. If it's for sale, it's for sale. Thank you very much as always for watching. Always appreciate your time. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.